you know the world could be our oyster. If you just put your trust in me, 'cause we'll keep the good times rolling. Wait and see, wait and see. I'll wait and see.
Fight fans, please welcome Islander from Canada, Cameron Nelson. We're here for an interview. Thank you for your time. Big fight in Shanghai coming up. You're traveling, so we need to get this interview in before you jet.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, boys. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming on.
Getting that belt, too.
Go.
Yeah, there's the shot. Love it.
Round 2 KO over Louis in that last fight at FLA, got the belt. Then you got the call to the UFC, so you're going to be traveling to Shanghai soon. Let's get to know you a bit first, Cam Nelson. Everyone follow him on IG. Support the man. He's here. The next Canadian into the UFC.
So, Cam, I'm the only guy on this show right now that's from fucking United States, but I'm kind of a weeb, right? I'm out of Michigan, so we're neighbors and such.
You're close.
Shout out the Canadian boys up there, you know.
The AJT.
Hey, who doesn't? Tell me about hometown for you. I know you and Joseph share this route that I want to know more about. What's home like for you, and yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, there's a good shot of North Rustico PEI right on the screen there. Love that, boys. Spent a lot of time at that beach growing up. Yeah, so I'm from a small fishing town in Prince Edward Island. I'm actually more adjacent to North Rustico. I'm more from South Rustico, but you can kind of group it all into one. Two little communities with, a few hundred people in each side. So not exactly a feeder system to pro MMA, that's for sure. But yeah, grew up in PEI, pretty normal upbringing for the most part, big sports guy, played a lot of hockey, played hockey growing up. There's some shots. Yeah, chucked some knucks in my days in the ice as well. And then played 4 years of junior on the island. And in my fourth year of junior, I believe the season got cut short because COVID happened. So March of 2020, we were like a couple weeks out from playoffs. And obviously COVID happened and no one really foresaw what was coming there. So kind of sat around and twiddled my thumbs for a few months and then walked into gym in June of 2020 at Henzer Gracie PEI and kind of never looked back, man. So, but yeah, lots of my time growing up spent in Prince Edward Island and went to university there as well, UPEI. Yeah, so Island born and bred.
Yeah, that's where I know him from.
Yeah,
same province, so it's a small world.
Yeah, this guy used to fucking windmill glove saves on me back in the midget days.
Yeah. Wouldn't look to fight you, though. You're a fighter. I remember a couple of your fights just dropping the knucks. Toad mentioned to me he was going through that IG, and it was a lot of fighting pictures. And
I was like, for a guy garbed up to fucking hit a puck, he's hitting the fuck out of these dudes. Like, you know what I mean? Every reel.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I see. Big question.
Was that your first taste of blood by chance? Leading into this question that made you go, holy fuck, I want to push MMA. I think I'm good at it. If I'm fucking these guys up on the ice, what can I do on my feet?
Maybe a little maybe a little false confidence there, thinking I was tough because I was, beating maritime guys up on the ice in hockey fights. But no, dude, I had like zero experience with any kind of martial arts, honestly, when I walked into Matt's gym in June of 2020. It was funny. I was just driving back here. I'm staying at my coach's house in Niagara right now. Chris Prickett, him and Matt DiMarcantonio own Niagara Top Team. Shout out to them. And I was just talking about like kind of how I got started and stuff like that. And yeah, I just, like I said, my playoffs got cut short that year and walked into Matt's gym, didn't even know what a double leg was in wrestling, and then just started training and slowly but surely, built some momentum, took an amateur fight in April of 2022, I believe, and then rattled off like 3 AMI fights within 6 months and said, may as well go pro, and turned pro in June of 2023. And now we're here. So it's been, it's been a pretty fast progression, but the last 5 years, I really, I've been training, with this goal in mind quietly and trying to act the part and, play the role as a professional fighter and do all the right things. And, obviously it ultimately led me to here. So just super blessed to have the opportunity to go make my UFC debut in Shanghai, kind of skip the Contender Series, get right into the show and, put my skills on display on the world stage. So really stoked, man.
Yeah, not only is the whole island and Canada happy, Matt McGrath, rest in peace to a legend. Couldn't go without bringing him up on the show, showing these great pictures of you and him. A great friend, forever coach. Shout out Matt McGrath, and rest in peace to a legend, Cam. He was a big part of your career early and forever too. He's always with you too, and he's going to be cheering you on in Shanghai, boy.
100%, man. I mean, Matt, he instilled in me essentially right from the get-go just what hard work is, what discipline is, what humility is. I remember we were driving home from, I did a lot of like grappling tournaments and stuff like that before I got into like actual amateur MMA fights. And I remember we did FLA put these, they're called kumites on. So it was essentially like a jiu-jitsu match in a cage. And so it was like, if you won, you moved on type thing. So I think it was my first one or second one. I like ran the gauntlet, man. You had like 6 matches in like 3 hours. It was kind of a grind, not gonna lie, because like you're in a cage, it's full on wrestling, you're up against the cage, you're getting scraped and all that. And I made it to the final and I lost on like points. It was kind of like a bullshit decision, like could have went either way type thing. And Matt took me over and he was there with me all day. And I remember we were driving home in like the dark at like 11:30 from Pictou. And I remember him looking at me and saying like, you keep training like this, you're going to be in the UFC one day. And that just like, always stuck with me, man. I always kind of think back to that moment. And now I'm like, man, the guy called it, man. He called it right from the start. And ever since then, it was just, we trained with one goal in mind quietly. Like I wasn't really much for parading around saying, oh, I'm going to be in the UFC, this, that, and the other thing. It was more just take a fight, focus on that fight, win. Okay, go to the next. Rinse and repeat. And then slowly but surely, it's cliche, but just trust the process and quietly do the work. That's kind of how I like going about things. I could probably be more of a, social media guy and all that stuff, but I just enjoy the process, man. I enjoy the discipline of training and I like just, doing my work quietly and then, letting the work speak for itself when I'm in there.
Very humble and high potential, Cam Nelson. Icy. He heads to Shanghai. Some big questions now come up.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. We got a couple here. First, I'm out west. I'm out here in Alberta.
Nice.
But I've never been to Eastern Canada at all. So I'm just wondering, it's a big trip out there to China. So have you taken any other big trips in Canada here? Or what's the longest trip you've taken besides this?
I've definitely traveled quite a bit, like enough anyway. Like, so right now I'm actually in St. Catharines, Ontario, like right by the border of Buffalo, pretty close to like Niagara Falls region. I actually had to go over to Buffalo and do a lot of my medicals for the UFC, like had to do the brain scan and the MRIs and stuff over there. So that was super handy because I could just zip over to the States. I don't know if you guys are super familiar with the kind of medical access here in Canada, but it's like pulling teeth to get an MRI. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
So it was, I was very fortunate to have the UFC set me up over in Buffalo and went over, got the MRI done and stuff like that. And then even for traveling to Shanghai, I mean, to already be at a national airport like Pearson, to have like a hub flight like that, it's much more accessible to get over there. So I've traveled quite a bit though, going back to your question. In February, after I fought Machado, I booked a flight and just kind of fucked off down to the Bahamas for a week. Just kind of hung around down there. Yeah, like after most fights, I'll try, and depending on what the season is, like in the winter, like you said, you've never been to the East Coast, but you're from Alberta, so you're familiar with the Canadian winters. Not the most glamorous place to be from like November and April. So if I'm
Yeah.
ever fighting in that window, I'll try and be like, okay, I just fought. I have like a week or two to, kind of lick my wounds. And if I want to go somewhere hot, I'll do that. So I did that, went to the Bahamas. After my fight with Christian Tremaine, I remember I went to Tulum in Mexico, and that was more like a train vacation type thing. I went down to this gym in the jungle in Tulum. It was actually dope as hell. It was called Tulum Muay Thai. I don't know if you
Ooh.
guys are familiar with Eddie Farrell. He's like a WBC Muay Thai champ. He fought like Raymond Daniels in the pit there, Karate Combat.
Yeah.
Eddie's pretty famous Muay Thai practitioner, and he had a gym in Tulum for like 3 or 4 years, and they were like super popular on Instagram because they would like put you up, you'd go there, stay there, you'd parade around Tulum and stuff like that. So I basically just like rented an Airbnb and lived in Tulum for like 2.5 weeks and ripped around on a moped and buzzed around and tried to stay out of trouble for the most part and train. So it was fun, man. So yeah, I've done my fair share of traveling.
Hell yeah. I just got back from vacation. I went to Banff for a few days. I don't know if you've
Nice,
ever
bro.
been there at all, but beautiful place.
I've yet to be out west. Actually, that's on
Uh,
my bingo card is to get out there and kind of
yeah.
see the mountains and see Western Canada. So
Yeah.
that's definitely a destination. I know the UFC is going to Edmonton on
Yeah,
October.
quick turnaround, huh?
Yeah.
We won't get ahead of ourselves,
No.
but who knows? Who knows what happens?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And what's the meal plan as you head to China? I know it's going to be a little difficult and tough to adjust to. So, do you have any meal plan in mind? Maybe listening to Jeffrey's nutrition there.
I'm always bouncing ideas off of Donnie about the diet. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram.
Oh yeah,
His eggs and toast, pretty nuts and bolts recipe for the most part. But I follow a pretty similar diet. I mean, look at that guy, dude. You want to
shredded,
obviously want to
just like
copy
yourself, bro.
the guy's fucking carved out of granite, dude.
Lots of eggs.
Yeah, exactly. Eggs and toast and lots of veggies and good protein and stuff like that. I might try and go in a little touch lighter just to make sure the travel and all that doesn't affect the weight cut too much. But I'm actually in a really good place. When I got the call, even like it'd be close to 2 weeks ago now, a week and a half ago, like I'm always training anyway. I was already training twice a day and exactly at Hensel Gracie PEI. Shout out to everyone in there. So I'm pretty fortunate with my training and work schedule because I still work full time for the federal government of Canada as well. So I have a lunch break from like 12 to 1. So I usually use that. I'm lucky I go to I live closer to the gym rather, so I can go to the gym on my lunch break, get like a good hour 15 session in, and then go train again in the evening. So I was doing that for probably like 6 weeks straight when I got the call. So I was already like fully immersed into the 2 a days anyway. I didn't really take much time off after this last fight. So it was a pretty quick yes. And where do I sign when I got the offer type thing. So no, with the diet and everything, man, pretty well just business as usual. I was bouncing some ideas off of Mikey about like, what happens when you land there fight week and how the UFC treats you and stuff. And he just said, man, like they look after you. It's 10 out of 10. They'll have all the meals dialed in for you and things like that. So that is kind of one less thing I have to worry about while I'm up there. They'll have all my weight cut meals ready and stuff like that. So I just got to go in, make sure I'm at an appropriate weight that's makeable by the Friday, which I'm fully confident is going to happen. So pretty much just straight ahead, man. Obviously get used to the time change and things like that. But for the most part, just taking it as, they're regular fights. The next fight, whether there's 2,000 or 20,000 in the crowd, man, to me, I just, go about it as another fight. So feeling good.
Awesome. And obviously, I threw you an invite to that MMA Toad Mud Hut if you've seen it. We got some Niagara Top Team cats in there. Jasmine's in there. Mike's in there. Aaron Jeffrey's in there. So you've obviously had a chance to train at Niagara Top Team, but also Renzo too. Tell me about a little bit of each. Like, what are you, without giving away any game plan or anything like that, like, what are you getting from each gym that's helping you prepare for this fight? Any shout outs as well?
A lot of shout outs, too many to list, honestly, but I'll start with my home gym in Prince Edward Island here, Hensel Gracie. I mean, obviously it's a gym that Matt McGrath built. So if you're coming from a lineage of from Matt, you're going to have, a work ethic. You're going to have discipline. You're going to have commitment to a training routine. So Very grappling based gyms, both gyms, Niagara Top Team and Henzo Gracie PEI, but also very blessed to have some very elite striking coaches in both spots as well. And then even back home, man, like for being a small island and being a small gym, like we have a ton of super high level guys that I get to train with back home. Names that come to mind, I think of Dylan Shepard. He's a 2-1 pro right now at Henzo Gracie PEI, but he's really just super talented. He's a judo kid. He grew up doing judo. He's a judo black belt, Brazilian jiu-jitsu brown belt. Very well rounded, very explosive striker, really good athlete. And then just down the line from there, I know him, Shepard, Drew McPhee is fighting in September for FLA. Sean Phelan, Cam Wall, RJ Hetherington. These are all guys with at least one amateur MMA fight already. So guys with experience. And then above that, my good buddy Connor Crosby, who has kind of assumed almost like a coaching role in PEI. He's going to actually be coming with me to China. So I'm bringing 2 coaches from NTT and one of my buddies who doubles as a coach in a corner. He's going to come with me from Henzo Gracie just to have that familiarity and also just a very good MMA mind as well. So lots of guys back home that really go out of their way to help me. Matthew Darash as well. He's a Ultimate Fighter vet, pro fight veteran of 6 or 7 professional MMA fights. Like I said, he was on the Ultimate Fighter back in the day. Still an absolute unit of a guy. So I do a lot of training with him. He usually comes in like every lunch hour with me, like I said, from like that 12 to 1:30 block, and he'll hold pads for me. We'll like game plan. Miguel, another guy. He's got quite a few Thai fights. He's from San Francisco, so he fought in the States a little bit doing Muay Thai. So he'll come in, hold pads for me as well. Morgan Rhinus, a seasoned vet of the maritime circuit. He's got a ton of fights. He'll come in, hold pads for me. He'll run a class. So no shortage of training partners and coaches and guys just willing to help me out back on the island. And then obviously leading into a Niagara Top Team, I mean, their reputation kind of speaks for itself, right? You're rubbing shoulders with, Mike Malott, Jasmine Dashevicius, Aaron Jeffrey, Cody Kavanchek, Clayton Pye, Bobby Poulter coming down from Aegis, Surrey City. The list goes on. Aiden Appel, this young gun coming up from NTT. You're going to be hearing about him very soon. The kid's nasty. He's one of the hardest rounds in the room. I've been working a lot with him for this fight as well. He's a good look for this fight and just a really good training partner and super, super high level kid. I think he's only 19 years old. So, I mean, this gym is just like a factory for elite fighters. And on top of that, just the coaching as well. Like I said, I'm staying at Chris Brickett's house right now. He's a co-owner of NTT. Matt DiMarcantonio, Matthew Jelly, Mike's coach, Cruel from House of Champions comes down and gives me some advice, watches me spar, holds pads. So just a laundry list of people in my corner, man. I'm super, super blessed to have such elite people in my corner helping me out and going out of their way to help me. So apologies if I missed anyone back home in PEI, but like I said, the room's so deep, man. So to have this many people in my corner going out of their way to help me, it's just super thankful to have such a strong supporting cast between both gyms.
Yeah, and fight fans support him on IG at Cam Nelson 9, at C Nelson 9. Maybe he's not hard to find on there. Yeah. Built like a fucking truck. You got to support the Islander, Cam Nelson. He's the man. Big question here, boys.
Yes, sir. So first of all, congrats, man. This is big. When we heard the news, we were so hyped, so stoked. But walk us through the moment you got the call and how that played out.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty crazy. It's funny. We were training Tuesday night. I can't remember the exact date. I think it was like August 6th or 7th or something like that, like within the last couple of weeks anyway. Shout out Connor Gocha. I know that guy. I was rolling at Henzo Gracie PEI, and I was on the aux, actually. So I was playing the tunes or whatever, had the house music fucking ripping. It was good vibes in there. And my phone kept getting a call. And I was like, who keeps calling me here? And I go to check. I had like 4 missed calls from my manager in Vegas, Brian Butler. And I have like a middleman in Canada who I deal with a lot, Josh the Gentleman Hill. Shout out Josh Hill. He just fought and won on the weekend, actually. Bellator veteran, Ultimate Fighter veteran, very well-known Canadian mixed martial artist.
Yeah.
And Butler was calling me. So I was like, okay, something must be up. And so I gave him a call back, and he's like, listen, man, Sean Shelby just called me and is asking me like where you're from and some details on you, this and that. He just said, like, this is kind of odd for him to be calling me and asking these specific questions. So, like, I don't know really what's going on, but stay tuned type thing. So I went back and trained the rest of the night, and I was kind of, just buzzing. I was like, okay, what's Sean Shelby asking about? And then after training, me and a couple of the guys from the gym, actually, Sean Phelan and Dylan Noonan, went down to Hunter's just to grab a bite to eat after practice, man. I was sitting on the patio, and I get a FaceTime from Brian Butler, the guy in Vegas. And I was like, hey, boys, I better take this. He's FaceTiming me. So I start like walking down Kent Street, and I'm like answering my phone, and I like double into this little yard. And there's like, I'm in someone's like back driveway. There's like fucking garbage cans around me and shit. And I answer it, and he's like, yeah, Cam, I don't usually FaceTime someone unless they're in the UFC. And congrats, man, you're a UFC fighter. And I said, holy shit, man, really? He goes, yeah, and you're making your debut in 3 weeks, August 29th in Shanghai, China. I said, all right, man, let's do it. Let's go. Let's have it. So that was kind of the gist of where I was when I got the call. And obviously it's pretty surreal, dude. Like, I knew I was close to Contender Series. I knew I was on the radar for that type of thing. But to get the call and be told that, you're skipping the line and, you're right into the UFC. And not only that, but you're flying to fucking Shanghai, China in 3 weeks to make your debut. I was like, all right, man, I'm ready. I'm fit. I'm on weight. I can do this. So where do I sign? And let's go from there.
And we're talking about a 4-fight contract, I do believe, Cam.
Yeah, so a 4-fight deal straight in, man. So you can't draw it up much prettier than that, man. It's pretty surreal. So just like I said, super blessed, super thankful for my management team as well. Shout out Sucker Punch Entertainment, Brian Butler, Josh Hill, everyone over there. They've been super helpful with helping me handle all these medicals and visas and booking the flights and getting registered with the UFC and all the kind of behind the scenes stuff that a lot of people don't have to, don't get the chance to see. So there's a lot of moving parts to this. So to have a management team who's well-versed in all this has definitely made a big difference.
It's obviously a big difference than walking to a FLA cage. So how's it going to be walking to a UFC cage, Cam?
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, there's no sugarcoating it. It's going to be different, right? I just fought in Halifax at the Zatson Sportsplex. Now I'm going to a fucking Shanghai stadium filled with 25,000 people. But at the end of the day, man, honestly, like, I'm pretty good at tuning it out, whether it's 2,000 or 20,000 in the crowd. Like, I'm really focused on the goal and the task at hand, and that's, fighting the best fight I can possibly put on, and sticking to the game plan and staying disciplined and being present in the moment. So I don't think it's going to weigh on me too much, to be quite honest with you. I think it's just, get in there and business as usual. Obviously, soak in the walkout, soak in the fight week, enjoy the fact that, you've reached the UFC, but, this isn't where the work ends. It's where the work begins, right? So I'm very much a realist, and I'm very much honest with myself that, this is the big time. This is the big show, but I feel very confident and very prepared that I'm going to, take my opportunity and make the most of it. So just super stoked and super excited.
Run with it. When you walk out, what is the song of choice August 29th in Shanghai?
It's got to be Jimi Hendrix, man. Voodoo Child. It's always been that. And, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think we're going to go with that. I was getting some messages from buddies kind of teasing me saying I should walk out to Kung Fu Fighting. But I said, I'll probably keep that one on the shelf for now anyway. It's funny, but I like the Hendrix, man. I like it gets me in the zone, gets me jacked up, and I'll go with what's familiar.
Opponents from China. Crowd's going to be in his favor. Talk about the excitement to silence that Chinese crowd.
100%, man. I kind of hope I get booed, dude. Honestly, like,
hell yeah,
I'm fully ready to embrace kind of the enemy coming into enemy territory. It's kind of the flip side of what I'm used to. Obviously, fighting with FLA, being a homegrown product and a maritime guy. Usually it's guys coming in from elsewhere to fight me, whether it's, the States or Brazil or Mexico or Western Canada. But to have the opportunity to kind of be on the other side of things, I'm going to relish in that, man. I love that. I love the fact that, I'm flying into his country and I'm making my debut on his home turf. Just, puts a little bit of an added chip on my shoulder and, that much more motivation to go in there and perform. So just looking forward to it, man. Really, really stoked.
We're looking forward to it. Boys, any more questions about this big fight against Meng Ding Saturday in Shanghai?
I mean, I could see him booing when you're dinging up Ding. I mean, that just has
they ain't gonna be happy. I'll tell you that.
So Joseph here, he's a decoder. I'm not gonna hide it. This guy's got some of the best matrix in the game. So it's a 4-fight contract. You could find your 4th submission. Man, I'm excited for this fight for you, brother. I've been watching a little bit of tape and catching myself up because Fiend obviously knew all about you, and you guys that go way back. But for me, I had to really dig in prior to the signage and go, yeah, this dude's a fucking killer, actually. All my favorite fighters, and we can go back. Actually, Icy had one of those. I'd love for you to answer for us too. Who is your favorite fighter? Mine are the guys that go out there and get it done within the distance that I can just watch for 15 minutes or 25 minutes and be nervous, like what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously being Canadian, like the easy answer, like GSP, obviously you look up to him. As far as like favorite fighter, I really like Alexander Volkanovski, man. I think the guy's just so well-rounded, such a tactician. He can, wherever the fight goes, you watch his first fight with Islam, dude. Just such a performance. Like look at what Ian Gary did with Islam on the weekend as well. Like for Volk to move up from that weight class and fight Islam and put on such a performance like that. And then just to the stick-to-itiveness of him, like in his discipline to come back, man, like the mental strength that he must possess. And then above all of that, I think what, makes him stand out for me is just his humility and his the realness to him. Like he's just one of the guys, man. You can tell, like if you approached him on the street, he would have time for you. He would, shoot the shit, banter with you. You can tell he's one of the guys, approachable guys. Robert Whitaker's of the world, like that, like guys like that. Those are guys I really look up to because they're not putting on a face for the camera. They sell fights through their performances and just through being likable guys. You know what I mean? So those are the kind of guys that I really gravitate to. And then as far as styles, like I said, Volk, I really like Volk because he's super well-rounded. He's going to, strike the wrestler and wrestle the striker type thing. Guy who just fought in the weekend, Ian Gary, a guy I really look up to and like watching his fights a lot. He's not, maybe the same personality that a Volk or a Whitaker is. I don't, embrace his, personality as much per se as a Whitaker or a Volk. But as far as his talent and his in-ring performances, I think he's one guy that I really look up to in that sense. And then, hey, man, Mike Malott, dude, how can you not like him? Captain Canada, the guy's a born and bred finisher, dude. He can, it's by strike or strangle is kind of his tagline, right? And he goes out and performs fight after fight against, some of the biggest names in the sport. Massive fight coming up for him in October against Joaquin Buckley. Really, really stoked for him for that fight. Really looking forward to watching him go in there and perform. I get to work with him pretty well every day, twice a day. So, and he's always evolving. He's always getting better. So guys like that, man, guys who are well-rounded. I really like Taboria too, watching him. The guy's got dynamite in his hands. Like I'm a MMA fan through and through, dude. So I could go on for hours about, my favorite fighter.
One of us.
That's at the end of the day, man. That's why I gravitate to the Volks and the Whitakers and those type of guys, man, just because their humility, their approachableness, things like that. That's what really makes me, gravitate towards a fighter. So guys like that, I really respect and look up to for sure. So.
Oh yeah.
Let's get back to knowing about Cam Nelson. What are some of your favorite hobbies outside of, say, hockey and fighting?
Big golfer, man. Love to golf in the summer times here in PEI. I'm a member at Belvedere Golf Club in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. I've been a member there like 6 or 7 years. So hard to get out as much as I'd like to, get the handicap down as low as I'd like to when I'm training so much. But I'll usually play like on Saturdays after training. We usually train in the mornings in PEI. We have like an open mat from like 10 to 12:30 or so. So if I can book a little, 2:00, 2:30 tea time on a Saturday, that's probably where you're going to catch me, is at Belvedere. At the beach as well, man. Like I'm a pretty straightforward Islander, dude. In the summer times, I'm golfing or at the beach or barbecuing with the family and friends and stuff like that. I like hitting up coffee shops, hanging out downtown PEI. What else do I like doing? I'm kind of a fitness guy too, man. Like the gym has always been like not really like a chore for me. It's more like an escape. So like you'll catch me in the gym. Shout out Link Strength and Conditioning and PEI. Sean Francis, he just built a big new facility out there. So I'll be in there as well, working out usually in my spare time. There's a lot of high level athletes from PEI that go there. Jordan Spence, Zach McEwen, guys in the NHL, things like that. So I'll be there. But yeah, usually in the summertime, man, you'll catch me golfing. In the winter, I'll play a little pickup hockey. I can't commit to a full team, obviously, with my training schedule and being in camp and things like that. But in between fights, I'll usually fill in for the boys on one of their rec teams, go snap it around and fucking put the blades on, shake the dust off the skates, and get out there and go for a twirl. So, but pretty Canadian, man, for the most part. And then other than that, dude, what else, man? I like just kind of hanging out, chilling, hanging out with my boys. We'll, go for walks, things like that, go out to dinner. Pretty straightforward, though, for the most part. I don't have any crazy, insane hobbies. The MMA seems to take up a lot of my time. And then, like I said, I also work full-time as well throughout the work week. So being an employee of the federal government of Canada, I work like most of the day as well. So I work like the morning, then train, then go back and work again, then train again in the evening. So during the week, you're going to either catch me working or training, and then on the weekend, you'll probably catch me at the golf course, man. So pretty straightforward.
Once you get the merch link set up or a support link, you let us know. We're going to push it for you, Cam. That's for sure. And we'll get you off that full-time job, because you're going to be a full-time UFC fighter, my friend.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. That's kind of the next order of business. I've had people reach out before about shirts and merch and stuff like that, and I want to get something like that going for sure. So there's actually a ton of graphic designers in PEI that I just happen to know personally. So a lot of super talented individuals. I know Stay Golden, Colton Handerhan. We've chatted a little bit about maybe getting a little merch line going and things like that. Obviously, I want to support local. Have a ton of support from PEI boys. Like, it's insane. Even down to like, I'll go to Receiver Coffee and they'll give me like free coffee and power balls and things like that, man. Like just the little things like that, right? Like just the communal support that I get from being from a small town in PEI, dude. It's really second to none. So to be the first born and bred Prince Edward Island UFC fighter, it's something I really take a lot of pride in, and I'm super proud to be from PEI and to be Canadian. So, to rep that island flag and to rep that Canadian flag heading into Shanghai, dude, I take a lot of pride in that for sure.
Yeah, I love to see it to someone that deserves it too, because not everyone that's deserving gets that opportunity that we talked about here on the show before, So someone deserving like you that deserves the opportunity and is ready, we love to see it. And we're going to support it. Have a big watch party too for you for Shanghai.
Yeah, a little breakfast watch party. It'll be on early, I think.
It's going to be 3 a.m. Eastern time, start of prelims in North America. Boys going to have to get up at 4 a.m. to watch Cam Nelson. Right now, it's the third fight of the night. Bout order could change, but we'll be up and ready.
Oh, yeah. We're tailgating the whole night. And I love all the love you guys are giving to PEI, because even Aaron had caught Fight Fiend, and he's just like, are you from PEI? Like, I guess it's a certain kind of dialect that even Canadians pick up. Like, hey, your buddy's a certain like, I don't know.
Was it Aaron Jeffrey? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, Aaron Jeffrey had noticed it with Fight Fiend. He's like, you're from, Cam Nelson? Like, it's kind of cool that you guys have that island twang that to me just sounds Canadian, but I don't know. Icy, does it sound any different?
Hey, I'm from Alberta, and I don't think I have an Alberta accent, but there's definitely accents around Canada here, 100%. Definitely tell for the most part, but sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, dude, the boys always razz me about the East Coast accent, and I'll lean into it a little bit. You know what I mean? I'll be like, let's fucking go, bud. Come on, bud. Hey, bud. You know what I mean? You gotta lean into it a little bit and represent where you're from. So it's funny, man. Even like in PEI, like throughout the counties. So like PEI is subdivided into 3 counties. So there's like Kings County, Queens County, Prince County, and each county even has like their own little different accent. I know Corey could like attest to that as well.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
if you're from like up west, those boys are kind of considered real country guys. And then where I'm from in Rustico, like it's pretty like hick town, fishing town type vibe. So a lot of them have a pretty strong accent. It's like a crossbreed between like Newfoundland and like Irish. Like I grew up working actually at a golf course, Glasgow Hills Golf Course in PEI. And so I would, when someone would pull in, I would like rip a golf cart over and I would like get them set up and like give them the lay of the course and stuff like that. And then I would always have tourists being like, "Are you like Irish or something?" Like, like, no, I actually grew up like 7 minutes down the road, bro. Yeah, I'm like you, bro, from Alberta. Like, I don't think I have an accent, but any people I meet here in Ontario, they're always like, "Oh, you definitely have an accent." I think we like pronounce our R's a little bit. If I say car, bar, things like that. So yeah, it's funny.
So you went to a French school. Are you gonna learn any Chinese on this road trip?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fire up the Duolingo on the fucking 15-hour flight, dude.
Get a translator.
No, obviously, no, don't have much Mandarin experience, but maybe I'll try and learn a line or something like that. But no, dude, just yeah, exactly. I got the French. Good enough for me.
There, we taught you 2 words.
Exactly.
You're more prepared now. Icy.
Hey, yeah, let's go. So obviously you're dedicated to the game, training, working, busy, working hard. But do you get to sit down and play video games? Are you a game guy? Have you played the UFC games? If not, did you when you were a little bit younger? For myself, I played the UFC 2009 down there with George St. Pierre on the cover. That was the first one I started playing when I was a kid. But yeah.
UFC Undisputed. I definitely gamed a lot when I was in like grade 9, 10, 11, maybe even a little bit in grade 12, but I was on kind of like the classic Canadian kid rotation, I would say, of GTA, COD, and NHL. Like you're either ripping Shell, you're ripping COD, or you're ripping GTA. It's kind of was my like trifecta. So I got a lot of hours piled up on MW3 between grade 9 and grade 11, and then GTA and NHL. Like back when I was growing up gaming a lot more, dude, I wasn't even an MMA fan, dude, honestly. Like I was just more like a hockey kid and super into hockey. Obviously played my minor hockey growing up and then transitioned into junior, but I knew I wasn't going to the show. Like I didn't have the same discipline I do now. And to make it in the NHL, you have to be obviously like ridiculously talented. But like I said, I was a big hockey guy. But as far as the gaming goes nowadays, not a big gamer now. I kind of wind down by just like chilling. I don't even watch a ton of like Netflix, to be honest with you, dude, or like movies or TV shows. Like I have a couple ones that I really like. Like I really like Narcos, really like Peaky Blinders, Ozark. Like I'll get into like these certain shows, but other than that, I'll just watch like YouTube or something, man. I'm kind of lame like that. I'll watch like big fan of Kill Tony. If you guys watch,
hey, dude, I watch it every week with my girlfriend. I love the show.
One day tonight, man. New episode tonight, so I'll be tuning in after we jump off on this. I'll probably tune in and watch some Kill Tony before I go to bed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I find that shit cracks me up, man. I like Hinchcliffe. I'm a big like Rogan guy, so like he obviously like got me kind of into stand-up comedy, and then I started watching Kill Tony and things like that. I'll watch like the Netflix specials, like if Gillis or like Mark Normand or like Segura or some of those guys have a new special drop, like I'll watch that. So like me and my buddies will get into that and hang out and watch that a little bit. But other than that, man, pretty straightforward. Usually just training or outside at the beach or golfing or winter time playing hockey or something like that, going for walks. Yeah, very straightforward. I'll watch a lot of that as well. Yeah.
Better be staying away from that cooking with Volk while you're cutting weight this week, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking graphic right here, bud. Trailer Park Boys. This one's universal. It doesn't matter where you're from. Tell me about your love for the show. Maybe it's a favorite slang, character, episode. I have all kinds of Ricky-isms before I knew they were called Ricky-isms. All my friends are like, wait, say that again. You know, I'd fuck up the word just a bit, like friends with the Benedicts and shit. So what's your Ricky-isms that you love? Tell me about it.
It's against my vice principal.
Yeah.
My vice principals pass with flying carpets. No one wants to admit they ate 9 cans of ravioli. One sec here. I gotta show you boys a picture here.
It's not
Let's
rocket
go.
appliances.
It's
It's close to home in
jalapeno.
PI there.
Worst case Ontario is another one.
Jalapeno.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have.
Ricky, it's jalapeno.
I don't know if you can tell, but this is me in line to meet the boys here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh.
Was that in PI?
Yeah, so it was in PEI.
Yeah.
They were doing a liquor launch, like of that seltzer they dropped. So I went in and I met the boys at one of the liquor stores in Charlottetown. I was actually getting ready for a fight, funny enough, and they were like trying to offer me samples, and I was like, "No, boys, I got a fight coming up." And they're like, "Oh, fucking sick, man." Bubbles like, "You fucking want one?" Gave me the right hand. And then I was like shooting the shit with Ricky for a bit, and I was like, "So what's on the go tonight, man? You going out tonight or whatever?" He's like, "No, man, I'm fucking hungover, and we got to get on a flight to Newfoundland tomorrow." I was like, "These guys are literally the same people." Like, they were obviously like leaning into the characters a little bit, but yeah, dude, I've watched a ton of Trailer Park Boys, and I got my own fair share of Ricky-isms, and it's funny. It's like fucking the boys up here, like, man, you're like from the Trailer Park Boys. I'm like, yeah, dude, like literally, like. Sometimes I feel like fucking Ricky some days, that's for sure.
Cam, thanks for your time. Any final shout outs before we end the live stream interview here? And everyone watching, please follow Cam on IG.
Hell yeah. Great banner pull right there. So maybe give a shout out to some of the logos on there. The two big ones there, Red Isle and Landwise Excavation. Red Isle Realty, Morgan Murphy. A super established realty company here in Prince Edward Island. He's actually been my longest sponsor. He's been on the banner essentially since day one. Me and Murph are just really good buddies outside of obviously like our business together. Him sponsored me. He's actually getting married to my first cousin. Shout out Callie and Morgan. Their wedding's in October, so I'm hoping to be able to attend that. Chloe knows Callie and the crew.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so yeah, Murph's been a day one sponsor, and lots of love for them. Same with Landwise. Kane Johnson, he runs an excavation company out of Kincora, Prince Edward Island. Me and Kane have been buddies for a long time. He's been a major sponsor here for the last number of fights, and then everyone else in that banner as well. I won't go through every single one, but obviously you guys can see the logos. Tremendous amount of help and support from a lot of local island businesses. I know, like, throughout my last 3 or 4 fights, I've had times where I'm like, I have to turn people away because I'm like, listen, I can only put so many logos on a fucking banner before I'm being a bit of a cheap bastard here. So it's like, it's just incredible the amount of support I get from local businesses and sponsors, and being from PEI, you know what I mean? It's such a small, tight-knit province, and we're small but mighty. So I really feel the love and the support every time I step into a cage and announce a fight. And then obviously it's just heightened that much more with me, you know, making my UFC debut, being the first from PEI to make it to the UFC. Like I said, I really, really take a lot of pride in that. And it was a quiet goal that I was, you know, working towards the last few years. And, you know, this year it really kind of set in. After my last few performances, I was like, okay, man, I really do think I belong, you know, in the octagon. I think I can hang with a lot of these guys, and I want to get in there and prove it. So, you know, it came true, and here we are, and I get to go do that in less than 2 weeks now.
Can't wait.
Prince Edward Island's very proud of you. So many people proud of you, Cam. Thank you again for your time. We've seen your big push today, the final push with Mike Malott and crew at Niagara Top Team. So back to work you go. Kill Tony to watch tonight, my friend.
Yeah, baby.
You're the man, and everyone, please follow him on IG. Check out Toad Icy. We're going to be supporting his links all week. His banner will be posted on IG, so check out all of his sponsors and stay forecasted. Cam is the man, and he's fighting August 29th, Saturday in Shanghai versus Meng Ding. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Follow Cam Nelson for more. F3's out. Thanks again, Cam.
Appreciate it, boys.
Cam.
Thank you. Cheers.
Nice meeting you, brother.
Let's go, Cam.
Likewise.
You know the world could be be our oyster if you just put your trust in me. 'Cause we'll keep the good times rolling. Wait and see, wait and see. Oh, wait and see.